allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes show that all are present. Verification of proper public notice.
The meeting was properly published and noticed.
Okay. Any public comment on items not on the agenda? If not, first order is to approve the minutes from the November 17th meeting. Any changes or add-ons?
Which one are we doing?
November 17th.
Okay.
I didn't see anything on it that
I'll move to approve the minutes for November 17th.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the November 17th board meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Now, approve the minutes from the December 15th town board meeting.
I have a correction.
Oh,
The third discussion item down, discussion possible action to approve a variance.
yep.
That's what we just approved in November's meeting minutes. It should have been to approve a variance for Rick Seaver to create a 4-acre lot,
You're right.
A3 building site off Mode Lane, pin number 022-061-3532-000.
I will get that changed. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from the November 17th meeting as amended.
December 15th.
December 15th.
Excuse me, December 15th.
I'll second. You need a second?
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the December 15th meeting as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried.
It's the Conti house.
Pardon me?
The Conti house.
Conti House?
Conti, C-O-N-T-I. So I think it's the house across from Swanson's. Across the street from Swanson's and one up. And I think they're the ones that built that deck that sticks over the driveway.
That'd be right at the intersection. Okay.
Okay, police chief's report.
Good evening, Sergeant Warner. I am not the chief.
But you have authority to give his report, right?
I do.
There you go.
Things have been going well. Happy New Year's to everyone. We're into the middle of January here. We've got Officer Ruprecht and Officer Jared Foyt out there doing a great job for us, making us look good. Nothing's really gone on yet this year, thank goodness. There's really not much more to report.
Okay. Did you guys get a new computer?
Last year, we got the computer for the squad and one for the vote.
Is that late?
And that was in,
They did get one for the office. They did, yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Chief hasn't gotten it yet.
Oh.
is that the one for the chief?
Yes.
Okay.
I have it. I'm waiting to meet up with Chief on a day so I can move his old stuff from his old computer to his new one.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Okay. Any questions for Sergeant Warner? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't get anything from Jeff, did you?
I did not.
So skip over to road supervisor.
Just a
report.
quick question on that.
Yes.
Did we ever do the road inspection with ACI if they're getting ready to open? Do you know? I'm not, remember we require that they do a road inspection with us to determine the condition of Hope Lake.
Well,
before
we would do
they
that.
open.
We would do that in the spring.
Okay. We didn't do it in the didn't get done in the fall?
No, and they haven't had any traffic on there,
Okay,
heavy traffic.
okay.
But before they open in the spring, we need to make sure we have an
Okay.
inspection with them. Okay, clerk treasurer's report.
I'll have you sign that too. Property tax collection has been going very well. We have had very minimal complaints about having the doors locked, but everybody's been really understanding and calling with questions. It's been a little different for me not having people in here to pay their taxes. It's the first time I've ever had it, but Susan and I have been plowing away. Susan's been, I mean, right now we're in that kind of, and you guys know this, you and Ted know this, we're kind of in that, the middle of January is always a little quiet. It's gonna pick up again next week, but first settlement is done, and that's all paid off, and then the second settlement will be done first week of February sometime, and then we'll be all finished. So it's been going great. Election, and this will come up a little bit later, but we are going to have a primary election, the whole state is, for the state superintendent of schools. That will be on February 16th. That will be the only thing on our ballot. There are 7 people running for the state superintendent's position, so that's what necessitates a primary. So we'll have it set up very similarly to how we had it in November, and have a good flow and everything. But we've got all our supplies and everything, so nothing to worry about on that front. But that's pretty much it. It's been all property taxes all the time since pretty much the middle of December. And for those of you who have seen me, since my class was over, I ended up getting an A, so I still have my 4.0. Some of you knew it, some of you didn't, but I figured I'd just put it in the record so everybody knew. But other than that, that's it.
Okay. Any questions for Chris? Okay, next item, discussion and possible action to approve a rezone of approximately .7 acres from A1 to A3 at W9326 County Road C, parcel number -3044-005, and parcel number 0022613-3044-004. These are the same folks that were at our at the joint meeting we had, so have you got any questions for them? Planning Committee has approved it.
Right,
Again, I heard it all already.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve a rezone of approximately .7 acres from A1 to A3 at W9326 County Road C, PIN 022-0613-3044-005 and 022-0613-3044-004.
No, second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve the recommendation to rezone from A1 to A3 at W9326 County Road C. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Are you guys on the agenda at the county?
Not that I know of.
We will have this over to the county.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow
So
morning.
they have a sheet that they send to me that I have to send over to them saying what happened tonight. So I'll get that as soon as I get in tomorrow morning. I'll send it off to them, and then they'll get you scheduled for whenever you can get in on with them.
I was told to come to the prior meeting first, and then I'm really not sure how the procedure went, right, if I had to notify them or not, but
No, we'll let them know.
Yeah,
my
we'll,
paperwork is already turned in, and
Yep.
if he can
Yeah.
take me,
okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
You good?
Next item is discussion and possible action on ordinance update on the smart growth plan.
So I didn't have any time between property taxes to address this. I know there is something we're gonna have to do, but I'm not sure what that is yet, so I will have something in February for you guys. Ted and I had talked about this a little bit. It was approved in April, was it April of last year?
April of 19.
Of 19, thank you. April of 19, but we may have to do either a resolution or an ordinance, and with taxes, I just haven't had time to look at that. So it's on my list of things to do, but I will definitely have something for you in February.
Okay, so we're going to table that till February?
I do think it's an ordinance, Chris,
I
because
think it is too.
everything
pretty
else
sure it
we've
is.
done with the land use plan has been by ordinance.
Yes,
Right.
and I think it is too.
Yeah.
Okay, next item, discussion and possible action regarding the operator's license for a time period of January 19th through June 30th, 2021.
You said that your wife?
April's background check came back clean. She is going to be working at Herring's, and she has paid her fees, so no issues on our end.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the operator license for April Lash.
Second?
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item, discussion and possible action on installation of a cart barrier over the culvert on Park Road. Jimmy supplied us with a sheet of what it's going to look like. And I understand there's no maintenance on the town's part. The Lake District's going to take care of it, but it's on our road. That's why he felt it necessary to bring it up here.
Yeah, I wanted to inform the board. I'm sure you'll hear about it if nothing else. We had several inquiries in the last couple of years about a lot of carp coming up Koshkonong Creek and crossing under the culvert and getting into the lake. So we had been investigating and doing studies to try to identify a way to stop those carp from entering the lake, and this seems to be the most economical way and the way that seems to work the best with the least amount of visual disturbance in the stream and along the road. So it'll be on the on the lake side of the culvert, so in other words on the east side of the culvert, and we'll be able to clean it easily. The water will come through the outlet and pushing to the grate and then go under the road.
Right.
So that will be at a lift up. You can see it there, how it can lift up on the poles with those cable ties. We will maintain it daily, so we'll keep an eye on it every day. Typically, these carp tend to spawn when the temperatures get between 50 and 55 degrees, and that might start happening probably before May, but
Yeah.
could be in May.
Yeah.
So we're going to install it then, and then we'll remove it when the activities are over, sometime around usually July 1st. So the temperatures get between 50 and 55 degrees, we'll start looking at installing it. We think it'll be a great idea. Obviously, it's going to work. It's going to prevent the carp from getting into the lake. It was unbelievable last year when we went down there to see just how many of these things were just staging in this area. And then if you look back to the west of the road, you can see them in the low water. So this is going to help a lot, we think. So I just wanted to let the board know. You may get phone calls on it. You may say what's going on, but we did get approval through the property owner that lives there. So we got approval through that person also.
So is it only an issue when they're spawning, Jimmy?
Correct.
So
That's
the
the only
rest of
time
year-
they come up through Lake Koshkonong, through the Koshkonong Creek. Yeah,
So you probably take it out midsummer?
yeah, that's what we're thinking. Yeah. This will be the first year, so it'll be a little bit of a trial, but that's the plan. So the permitting process goes through the Jefferson County and the DNR. We're working with them now, but they did tell us that if we had approval from the town board, obviously that helps the permitting process. So that's why I needed, I guess, a motion that the board approves us doing
Yeah,
this.
Leanna and I had talked about this, just kind of like how procedurally this would work, because I don't have a permit that I could issue for this. So really what all it is a simple motion that you guys are just granting the Lake District the permission to do that, and that should suffice.
So move.
Second.
You're welcome.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve the installation of a carp barrier over the culvert on the east side of Park Road on the outlet of the lake. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you, everyone.
Next item, discussion and possible action on Lakeview Wolf Road drainage issue and putting the work out for bids. It's a drainage issue and a rebuilding of Wolf Beach, which we had looked at doing last year. And being we have the drainage issue there, it made sense to combine the two. And MyTech has given us a quote, if you remember, for design services, and then also a separate bid for bidding services. So, and that second quote is $2,400. So this is the type of project you want an engineer involved in putting it together. We do have the plans here for it. But if we let them do the bidding, they have a lot wider spread than we would.
Now, is this work scheduled to start now or in the spring? When do we plan on?
We'll probably do it in the spring. The thing is, if we put it out for bids here now in January, we'll get more favorable bids than if we wait till April to do it.
Yeah. And then this will be completed before we can finish that second half of paving?
Yeah, that would be part of this project.
Oh, it will be?
Yeah, drainage issue plus the resurfacing of that road.
Okay.
The rest of that road. So I'd need a motion to go ahead with letting MyTech take over the bidding process.
Okay, I'll make a motion to let MyTech take over this bidding process.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to let MyTech take over the bidding process for Lakeview, Wolf Beach drainage issue and resurfacing the balance of Wolf and Beach Road. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item, discussion and possible action on a referendum question on April 6, 2021, ballot regarding an addition and remodel of the fire station. The one that was in your packet had the wrong address for the Pizza Pit property. So the one on your desk has the 275 West Main Street, which is the proper address.
I have a request for the referendum question. I would like to see how much each taxpayer would have to pay per 100,000.
You got it on your desk.
It's on here?
It's not on this. You can't put it on this.
This is just to let the town do these.
This is what this would be what our responsibility is for this. You know,
As far as the
estimated cost.
referendum question goes?
Pardon me?
As far as the referendum question goes,
Yeah.
on the question, I think we should be, in my opinion, we should let the taxpayers know how much it will cost each individual homeowner per
They-
100,000.
They will know that in the marketing of the referendum, but you can't put it on here because you don't know if that's going to be the final price. It could come in at 5.8, could come in at 6.1. So, I mean, this is written by a bond attorney, so they know what they're doing.
Well, in my opinion, the taxpayers should have an idea on, if it's an estimate, they should have an estimate of what the cost is.
It's on that sheet in front of you.
Per 100,000?
Yeah, right, I laid it on your desk, right in front of you.
Right here.
The total cost.
This is the one you handed us today,
Yeah,
but it will not be on the referendum question?
absolutely not.
So it's a 20-year,
20-year amortization, I mean, each municipality can do what they want. If they want to put it out for bonds, they can. I would recommend that we take it out on a loan based on 20-year amortization, because you don't have to take a bond out if you're borrowing for less than 10 years. So at the end of 10 years, you refinance the balance.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Did I hear you right, Gene? You said you want to do it on a 10-year loan, amortize over 20, and then refinance after 10?
Yeah, that would be my recommendation. We'll make that decision at the time we do it, but if you take it out for longer than 10 years, you have to bond. And if you do it on less than, on 10 years or less, then you can do it on a simple note with a balloon payment at the end of that, and then you'd refinance the balance.
So what we need to approve tonight is putting the advisory referendum question on the ballot.
Correct.
And the language.
And the language
this
as it.
language.
Because what I need, assuming the board approves this, what I need is exactly what it should say, because then tomorrow I fire this off to the county clerk. She's got a spot per se held for us for the April ballot if we have a referendum, because I told her last month we might have one.
Okay. And this is what all of the towns and the villages
Right.
have
First-
agreed that this is the language we're going to use.
Right, the fire commission approved it, and I think, as far as I know, we're the last town to approve it, or
Okay.
municipality. But it has to be to the county this week.
Okay.
I thought I heard the village say they're approving this on Thursday.
I could be, I don't know. I don't really, I'm not in the know on that.
So the mill rate of 50 cents, running down through basically 49 and 50 cents, equates to how much per 100,000?
Be $50.
A
$50
little over
per
50
100?
bucks, yeah. About 50 bucks, exactly, I guess. Per 100.
So I mean, the typical homeowner here is going to pay between $100 and $150 a year.
Well, per 100,000, right? 50 cents per 100,000, or
50 cents,
$50
right.
per 100,000.
So you take the typical home is 200 to 300 in the immediate area. That's 100, 150,000.
So explain to me why that can't be a part of the question?
Because the final figure is not going to be exactly $6.5 million.
It's an estimate.
And Quarles and Brady, who's one of the leading bond attorneys in the state, said you can't put that on the referendum question.
You can't put it on?
No?
Because it would be then, you're
Fraud, false
approving it for.
fraud.
Yeah, you're approving either a higher or lower number.
It's not going to be the exact number, and what we're approving is an amount up, to borrowing an amount up to 3.2 million.
Yeah,
Right.
not
So
to
whatever
exceed-
that-
Not to exceed.
Not to
Yeah.
exceed $3,210,000.
Different than that.
But those who are interested, we're going to, this will be part of the public campaign
Definitely, yes.
relations, right?
Yeah.
So this will be out there for people.
Right,
I would also venture to say this will probably be on our website.
right.
I'll probably have it in the office in case people call about it, but I'm neutral in this because I don't live here, so. But I would also, just to your point, why not have this on the question? You don't want to make the question too difficult to understand either. And not that people don't understand that, but generally speaking, if you don't work with this kind of stuff on a regular basis, like before I was a clerk treasurer, I had no idea about mill rates and taxation rates and all that stuff. If you don't work with this, you might not get it. You can explain it, but you also don't want to overcomplicate the question that you're asking, so that would add more to it.
My request to the attorneys at Quarles and James is to keep the question as simple as possible. I've seen too many referendum questions where you don't know what the yes vote's going to be, if it's going to, if you're voting against something or whatever. You want to keep it as simple as you can.
So
And I
how,
specifically asked the question about putting that on the referendum question. They said absolutely not.
so how is this information going to get to the voters then?
Through a marketing campaign.
Through who's marketing?
The fire department has hired a,
Right. We got an individual in the town of Oakland that's going to head up a marketing campaign for us.
just like the school did.
The school had it how much per 100,000 on the referendum, so people knew how much they were going to pay.
Well,
And most referendums that I've ever seen have that information, so people know how much they have to pay. I've never seen one without it. And that's all I'm saying. I think it's fair to say that people should know what the estimate is.
They-
How we get it to them,
They will know, rest assured. Andy Wallman is the guy that's going to head up the marketing campaign. And
because the 3.2 million doesn't tell me anything on how much I'm going to pay on my taxes if I'm voting for that. If I don't know that,
well, you'll know it by then.
well, I'm just saying, right, because I'm not reading it in the question, I wouldn't know how much I'm going to be obligated to pay. Now, if this is going to be part of the campaign and whoever's doing the campaign, and this is going to be out there,
Definitely will be.
that's,
Definitely will be.
I don't want to, again, I'm neutral, and I'm going to use my experience in Sun Prairie. The two most expensive high schools in the state have been approved in Sun Prairie. The one that was just approved last year and the new one that's 7 years old. Neither one of those had the mill rate breakdown, and it's actually not common to have that. It's typically in a referendum question, you will have whatever the up to amount is, and that's it. If people want the details, they'll have the marketing campaign, we'll have it. Again, I'm pretty sure it'll be on our website, but it's actually not very common to have the detail that you're asking for on there, just because it gets more confusing and you want to stick to just kind of one number. I'm not an expert in referendums, like how to put them together and stuff, but I like to market them and that, but like the procedural stuff, I know pretty well. And you don't typically see that kind of thing on there.
my only point is to be transparent with the taxpayers
Oh, yes.
on what they expect to have to pay per 100,000, an estimate.
And I think that's a fair point.
Well, the estimate already went out last spring with the fact sheets, with the fact sheet mailing. Was in there what we estimated was going to cost per.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to numerous people and said, you can estimate somewhere in the, $150 to $200, depending on how much your house costs or assessed at.
Right, but I'm
Other
talking
people
about,
have known that, it's been in several of the newspaper articles.
well, but this thing's taken a lot of different turns since then, too. So,
Right,
I
but
just-
I think if we're at the point where everybody's agreed with this, let's
Yeah.
go with this. So I would move that we accept this advisory referendum language as presented to us here.
I will second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the official referendum ballot language. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll abstain.
What was that?
I'm going to abstain on that.
Oh,
Just as an FYI for everybody, I will make sure that the word municipality is replaced with town of Oakland, just so it doesn't say on the actual ballot, shall the municipality, no, it will say shall the town of Oakland, just so you're aware of that.
that should have come to you in a Word
Yes.
document, so you can change that.
Yep.
Okay, just a quick bit of information. We talked about it at the last meeting. At the last Fire Commission meeting, we approved purchasing a new Squad 5. The old one is 29 years old. It's going to take approximately 13 months to build and get it. The final number came in at $526,000. And the Fire Commission voted to borrow the money through the Fire Commission and then divvy it out to the municipalities with the annual budget, just like we did with the last engine we bought. So, and I think, if I recall, I think the first payment's going to be due, and it's about 80% of the total in June. So between now and June, we'll figure out how we're going to handle that on the Fire Commission side. Okay, correspondence. Got the Jefferson Fire Department incident report. They had 2 incidents in the town.
Did you want to do the town board meeting date, item 14?
Skip number 14.
Oh,
I know you don't care.
Because you won't be here.
that's right. Yeah, discussion of possible action on a date for the next town board meeting in February, because the election will be taking place on that day.
You know what he says? He says his memory is good, but it's short.
It is short.
So as I alluded to, there's going to be an election on the 16th. We will not be able to have a meeting because this will be the polling place. So I would advocate for the following week, if that works for everybody. The previous week, the 9th, is a little bit, it's pre-election week is always a little bit hectic, even if it's a small one like this one, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Both Tuesdays are open for me, but I would push for the 23rd if that works.
We don't have, as far as you know, we don't have a plan.
We will not be having a plan committee meeting. So we could go the 2nd too. I mean, that would work too, but that's only 2 weeks from now.
23rd works for me.
I guess I'd wait till the 23rd in case something else comes up, because February
Yeah, no,
agenda usually is pretty
Pretty
short
light.
anyway, so.
Yeah, it's usually pretty easy, so. Okay, 23rd, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think that worked.
Okay.
Okay,
Go with that? All right.
got a motion?
So moved.
So,
Okay, motion is made and seconded to move the February meeting to February 23rd. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Do you want to call in from the Southern Command Center, or?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, unless I'm preoccupied. Okay, you got plan committee minutes, and then we have minutes from the board meeting as well that need to be, that needs to be approved.
You need the joint meeting minutes
Yeah.
approved, is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Chris,
Yep.
I have a question on item 5, the way Susan worded that.
Let me pull my minutes out real quick. Item, oh, that's the wrong one. Item 5. Your question is?
Well, it's a nitpick, forget it.
Okay.
We
Glad I
talked
could help.
about having big maps available.
Right.
Well, that part we did, it was the issue.
Did we get them from the county?
Yes.
We should make sure that each of the planning committee members has a set of those.
Well, I think actually she's working on
She
that right
might,
now.
she might have it already done.
Yeah.
I'd like a set of big maps, because I'm getting older also.
Did you wanna,
You want the real big maps, or do you just want the big maps?
Just bigger than what I have now would be.
Yes, Susan's working on that right now.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the Town of Oakland joint meeting for January 5th, 2021.
Second.
okay, motion's made and seconded to approve the minutes from the joint meeting of the town board and plan committee on January 5th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The other thing in there is court docket. I don't have any announcements. Anybody here have an announcement? If not, we will approve disbursements.
I'll make a motion that we approve the disbursements, beginning with electronic funds transferred to Hometown Bank for additional deposit slips, through and including electronic fund transfer 84595434 in the aggregate amount of $3,202,629.92.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve disbursements in the amount of $3,202,629.92. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we got the next meeting announcement, or next meeting date set,